Ever feel like you're just kind of stuck? Like life's throwing all this change at you and you're just supposed to roll with it.
It's funny you say that because we actually are kind of wired to resist change.
Really?
Yeah, our brains, they love routine, they crave that sense of predictability.
So like ditching that comfortable routine, even for something potentially amazing, that's going to set off internal alarm bells.
Exactly. It's like a survival mechanism,
Yeah.
right? Back in the day, too much change could mean danger.
Okay, so how do we hit the snooze button on that alarm?
Mm-hmm.
Asking for a friend who might be, slightly change averse.
Well, today on this deep dive, we're going to unpack that. We're going to explore how to not just survive change, but actually leverage it for growth.
Okay, I am so here for that. But realistically, how do we go from dreading change to actually, looking forward to it?
Well, it all starts with mindset.
Okay, gotta love a good mindset shift. But where do we even begin?
Think of it like building a muscle, the growth mindset muscle.
Okay,
Well,
think where this is going.
every time you face a challenge, instead of that knee-jerk, I can't reaction, you reframe it
Yep.
to, this is tough, but I'm learning, and hey, I'll get better.
Oh, I like that. So it's about focusing on the process, the learning, the growth, even if the situation itself kind of stinks.
You got it. Look at entrepreneurs. They don't just tolerate uncertainty, they practically hug it.
Because for them, change equals opportunity.
Exactly. Studies even show folks who've navigated major career changes often end up feeling more fulfilled. Why? Because they've honed those adaptation skills, learned to problem solve on the fly, basically turned roadblocks into stepping stones.
Okay, I can see that. So how can we, even in our own lives, start to see those opportunities instead of getting bogged down in the what ifs?
It's actually simpler than you might think. Start small, try something new every day, even if it seems insignificant.
Like what? Give you an example.
Could be as simple as taking a different route to work, maybe finally trying that recipe you've been eyeing, or even just striking up a conversation with someone with totally different views than your own.
It's funny you mentioned that because just the other day I was feeling kind of blah, So I decided to finally check out this new restaurant everyone's raving about, even though it was totally not my usual scene.
And how'd that go?
It was amazing. Not only was the food delicious, but stepping outside my comfort zone, even in that small way, it kind of gave me this little boost of confidence.
See, it's all about those small wins. Each time you do something outside your comfort zone, you're essentially rewiring your brain, teaching it to embrace the unknown.
So we're challenging ourselves, we're exploring, we're reframing those negative thoughts. But let's be real, there are times when change just feels downright scary.
Oh, absolutely. It's completely normal to feel those waves of anxiety, those what-if spirals. It happens to the best of us.
So what do we do when those feelings inevitably creep in?
Well, first, remember you're not alone. Uncertainty is a universal human experience. We all go through it.
That's good to hear. Makes you feel less, I don't know, broken for feeling that way.
Exactly. And when those big, overwhelming changes come knocking, one trick I like to use is called chunking.
Chunking. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So, let's say you're facing this huge, daunting task. It can feel paralyzing, right? But instead of tackling it all at once, you break it down into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Okay, so instead of staring down this mountain of a project, you're focusing on one step at a time.
Precisely. This way, not only does the task feel less overwhelming, but you're also setting yourself up for small victories along the way. And those little wins, they do wonders for your motivation, your confidence, the whole shebang.
Chunking definitely adding that to my mental toolkit.
Yeah,
And probably helps with the whole celebrating small wins thing you mentioned earlier.
absolutely. And speaking of things that are good for you, never, ever underestimate the power of self-care, especially during times of change.
Self-care isn't selfish. Right?
Never. Prioritize sleep. Move your body, even if it's just a walk around the block. Connect with loved ones. Do things that bring you joy, that fill your cup.
Because when you're feeling depleted, every challenge seems that much bigger.
Exactly. Taking care of your mental and physical well-being is like putting on armor, preparing yourself to face whatever comes your way.
This has been so eye-opening. So
Yeah.
to wrap things up, it's not about erasing change from our lives. That's impossible, right?
Exactly. It's about changing our relationship with change.
Seeing the unknown, not as this big, scary monster, but as an invitation to evolve, to discover hidden strength, to
Yes.
unlock new levels of awesome.
Beautifully said. Embrace the discomfort, celebrate the journey, and remember, within every change, no matter how intimidating, lies a seed of opportunity. So what's one small step you can take right now to turn those changes in your own life into fertile ground for growth?
That's something to ponder. And that's it for this deep dive.